Okay, let's look at an example that uses a couple of masks and effects to create this. So there we have a logo that kind of glows and appears and then fades out and stays on in kind of a blue outline. Now, a lot of these settings can be tweaked to make it a little more glowy and stuff. But let's take a look how I created this particular logo. Okay, so we're in the Motion project here. You can look over in the Layers tab. I've got one file in here that is this linear logo that I've taken right out of Photoshop. Ignore the little missing corner there. That's a Photoshop color issue. You can fix that with the files I'll give you. So let's break this down. So I want this this logo to appear out of nothing. I'm going to do that with a keyframed image mask. So the first thing I want to do is I want to grab my rectangle tool, and I'm going to draw a rectangle over the top of my logo. Now, I want this to be a little soft as it comes in, not too sharp. So I'm going to come over here to the inspector for the rectangle. I'm going to soften that up quite a bit. Now I'm going to kind of scale that back down just a little bit. I just need to make sure that that's the same size as my logo. So I want that to pan over at about 4 or 5 seconds. So I'm going to hit the record button and move my playhead over to where I want it to stop moving, or in this case, where I want the logo to be fully visible. And I'm going to drag this rectangle to the left, making sure that it's fully off the logo. Uncheck record. Now I should have that keyframed, just like that. Now let's turn this rectangle into a image mask. So I'm going to right click on my logo, add image mask. I'm going to drag that rectangle into that the mask source well. Now let's play it and see what happens. Uh-oh. It's playing, it's disappearing instead of appearing. So let's come over here to the mask controls and invert that mask. That should do what we want. There we go. All right. So we have our logo appearing. Well, let's turn this image mask off for a minute. We need to make another version of this logo that's glowing. So I'm going to right click on my line logo. I'm going to say duplicate. And let's apply a filter to this. So let's go over to the library and filters. And I want to use scroll and find glow. I like light rays, but you know, your mileage may vary with that. I'm going to drag that onto my image there. Let's go to the inspector and bump that up just a little bit. It's really going to blow that out. See how it looks. Alright, so if I turn these image masks back on as I play through it now, it should come on with the glowing logo. So our both our logos, both the straight one and the glowing one, comes on, but it's not exactly what we want. So we need to change the image mask on the glowing logo. So I want to make another rectangle. I'm going to back this up just so I can kind of see where it is. And I'm going to make another rectangle. And this time I'm only going to do it kind of narrow, and you'll see why in a minute. I'm going to go to my inspector, shape, and I'm going to soften this one out too. And scale it down so it's fairly thin. Okay. So I'm going to replace that image mask. Excuse me. Before I do that, I want to match the movement of the first rectangle. And an easy way to do that is to go to Library, Behaviors, Motion Tracking, and Match Move. So I'm going to drag that match move onto my new rectangle because I want it to match the movement of the other one. Come in here and actually drag the first rectangle in as your source. So now if I scroll through this, it should play through. Now I need to offset that a little bit at the beginning. Bear with me here. And that should just about do it. Okay, so we have the motion set up on there, but we need to put that new rectangle as our image mask source. So let's drop that in there. And you can see with the mask inverted, we have this sort of moving non-glow part. But if we invert that up, it should scroll through almost like a light. Now it needs a little bit of tweaking here at the end with the keyframing, but you get the idea. So don't be afraid to combine image masks, effects to kind of create what you're looking for.